Okay. So today we are starting from stepped fixed cost. What is stepped fixed cost? See, as you can see the steps here. What is this? So step fixed cost is nothing but a cost which is fixed in nature, but only within certain levels of activity. That means it will be fixed till certain level, then it may not be fixed. Okay, otherwise the nature would have been this, it is fixed for all the levels of activity. That means yesterday we have seen the diagram as well. This is the variable cost and this is the fixed cost. So here you can see the fixed cost is fixed for all the levels of activity, whether you produce 1000 units, whether you produce 2000 units, whether you produce 5000 units, it is fixed. Am I right? But when it comes to step fixed cost, it is fixed to certain level. Let's say here, till here it is fixed. Then again it is changing. Okay. Then again it is fixed to some extent. Then again it is changing. Okay. So it changes after a certain level. Fine. Now let's see some example what they have given. So rent is a step cost in situations where accommodation requirements increase as output levels get higher. So what are they saying? Rent is type of a step cost in what kind of situation where accommodation requirements increase? That means you want more space now. So to certain level of space, you pay some fixed rent. But if you want to increase that space, you need to pay more. Correct? That means it's a shop. In this some portion you have acquired. Fine. But you want to extend this. So when you extend this, what will happen? You have to pay more. So it becomes a step cost. Correct? Now, did you understand? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now comes the semi-variable cost. Semi-variable cost is what actually it is having some fixed element and some variable element. For example, if I take telephone charges, or to some extent you can say electricity charges. So what is the nature of electricity charge to certain unit? Suppose they say like 100 units, till 100 units you have to pay 300 rupees. I'm giving in rupees, okay, Indian rupees. If you use the electricity beyond, that means till 100 unit they have made a fixed amount. Okay, whether you use 20 units, whether you use 30 units, whether you use 10 units, it doesn't matter. They are charging a fixed amount of 300 rupees. Beyond 100 units, even a single extra unit of electricity if you are using, you have to pay per unit wise. So this is a good example of semi-variable cost. So you can see here, till here it is fixed, but again as the activity level is increasing, the cost is increasing. So it's an example of semi-variable cost. So electricity and gas bills. So this is like, the standing charges are fixed and then the variable cost. Salesman salary, basic salary is fixed. But if he sells more units, like say till 100 units, we have fixed his salary. But if he is selling more than 100 units, per unit wise, we'll be giving him extra bounty. That's commission. So that's again a semi-variable cost. Now, equation of a line. So you can see here, this is the fixed cost which is fixed for all the levels of activities. But what happens as you increase the level of activity, the variable cost would definitely increase. Okay. But here what they have given the line as is, this this line is representing this one semi variable cost kind of. Why? Because till here it is fixed, that means fixed. Yeah, till here it is fixed, whatever you do. Beyond that, as you increase the level of activity, the variable cost will be increasing. But fixed cost plus variable cost is equal to total cost. So hence the fixed cost pulls the total cost some downwards, and variable cost pulls the total cost upwards. And if I have to make a variable cost diagram, let's say variable cost goes in this way, fixed cost goes in this way, total cost comes in between. Why? Because there's a push and pull effect. This is like in the sense pulling towards downwards fixed cost, and variable cost is pushing towards upwards. Okay, so total cost is this, and the nature of total cost is also left to right upwards sloping, or it goes upwards. Why? Because fixed cost in that total cost is fixed, I can understand, but as the level of activity increases, variable cost will definitely increase, and that makes the graph to go upwards, or the line to go upwards. Did you understand? No?
Yes, sir.
And this is what we can say here. This there is a linear relationship, because we can see a line forming here. There's a formation of line here, and whenever there's a formation of line, if there is a linear relationship, there is a straight line relationship between output and total cost, then the relationship can be written can be within this form. So you know this is your output and this is your total cost, and you see that your output, as you increase the levels of activity, or you increase more and more number of units of more and more units you produce, or you add to your existing produced units or production, your total cost is increasing. That means your total cost has a positive relationship with output. That means if the output increases, total cost increases. That we can put in this: y is equal to a plus bx, whereby y can be the total cost, which is a dependent variable, and this dependent variable depends upon what? Come on, output, which is, hello,
Independence.
independent variable. Okay, so if you increase 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit, 4 unit, 5 unit of activity levels, or more units to add, your total cost will be increasing. And this b is nothing but the slope coefficient, that is always constant. How it is constant, you can understand. B here shows change in y-axis with respect to change in x-axis. That means like we can say here, like change in y-axis is nothing but if you increase your output from 1 unit to 2 unit, or 2 to 3 units, your cost increases from 10 rupees to 20 rupees, let's say. So the slope can be y2 like y2 minus y1, 20 minus 10 by 2 minus 1, so 10 by 1, and this will be constant, because if I say 30 here, so like change in y-axis, like 30 minus 20 divided by 3 minus 2. So again 10 by 1. So this is what is a slope coefficient, and A is y-intercept. So this is y-intercept. Here this particular line is starting, and this line is like has a start here. So if I say $10 is my fixed cost, so that is A. It is y-intercept. Okay. So keeping that $10 as fixed and slope coefficient $10 as fixed, if I change my units, if I change my units as 1, my total cost will become what? 20. If I change to 2, my total cost will become 30. If I change to 3, my total cost will become 40. Okay, it goes on. I understand you understood this. Clear? Just make a note of this. Okay, let's move forward. So whatever I have explained you is this. Okay, so y is the total cost. As I said, this is a fixed cost. This is the variable cost. Okay, they have framed the equation in this way. Total cost is always equal to fixed cost plus variable cost per unit into output. Yeah, this is the total cost formula actually. Now, fixed cost is fixed to what whatever activity levels you perform your activity to. That means how many ever units you produce, this is always fixed. But you know, variable cost changes with increase in the output. That means 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 units, 4 units. If you add up, it changes. Okay, and I assume you have done the homework also of the activities. Please tell me yes or no. Hello, hello.
Sir, I haven't, sir.
Why you have done Zika? Yesterday also you got holiday now. It was not well yesterday.
Sir,
Please.
I'll be having exams, sir, until this week, so I cannot really do anything, sir.
Those are two activities, at least two questions. Why can't you solve just two questions now? Take out some time and do. Who have you done that? Hello.
No, sir, even I didn't do it.
Please do them. Otherwise, then what is the use of like taking these sessions? Otherwise,
Okay,
how
I'll
will
do
you
it.
get the concepts? Yeah. If you like, see, I am giving you the opportunity to do. You should do now. Now, next concept. Cost behavior graphs. So up to a given level of activity in each period, the purchase price of a unit of raw material is constant. After that point, a lower price per unit applies both to further units purchased and also retrospectively to all units already purchased. So this is what they are saying. So this is a cost behavior graph. Very carefully you should read this. Up to a given level of activity in each period, the purchase price of unit of raw material, 1 unit of raw material is constant. After that point, a lower price per unit applies both to further units purchased and also retrospectively to all units already purchased. So they are saying that the purchase price will be constant at some given level of activity. After that, it will reduce. Okay, that means if you buy in bulk or produce in bulk, what will happen? Your fixed cost, which is always fixed, that cost is not going to increase now. So it's going to like, but here the point is they are speaking about the purchase price. See, if you purchase in bulk, then it will be costly for you, or if you purchase less units, it will be costly for you. Suppose I bring 10 boxes and I pay a transportation charge of 1,000 rupees. Okay, and they said that for 10 boxes, it is for for 5 boxes, we have fixed charges. Okay, they say that 10 boxes, like whatever you bring, out of that 5 boxes are like fixed, like $200, 200 rupees. Okay, above that, if you take even a single box, we'll be charging 200 rupees. Okay, so like what happens is, if I see here, uh, I definitely know my total cost will increase, but you know my fixed cost, which is 200 rupees, For 10 boxes, if I see what is my fixed cost, 200 by 10. How much is that? 20, correct or
20.
wrong? Yeah. But if I purchase 50 boxes, 4 rupees, correct?
Yes.
Is it right or wrong?
Yes, sir, right.
Yeah, so I'm not saying that your total cost will not increase. See, I understand your total cost will increase. In case of 50 boxes, 200 rupees is fixed. And then for every box they are charging 200 rupees. So for rest of the 5 box, like 150 rupees, let's say some amount they are charging. But if I purchase 50 boxes, of course my cost will be high, total cost. But my purchase cost, but fixed cost will be very less, na? Why? Because even though I buy more, I buy less, whatever it is, I'm paying 200 rupees fixed. So if I buy very much or in high quantities, my fixed cost is going to reduce, and that is going to reduce my per unit price of this raw metal or not. Please tell me yes or no. For instance, let's say, for instance, 10 boxes, 20 boxes. Okay. 200 rupees fixed. So fixed is 200 rupees. Okay. Variable cost. Per box, for every one box they're charging like let's say variable cost per unit is 100 rupees. Okay, so 800 rupees is my variable cost. Okay, because in this 10 boxes variable cost per unit is equal to 100 rupees. So total variable cost is 800 rupees, because in like 10 boxes, whatever in 10, the 10, I paid some 1,000 rupees for this. Okay, let's say 1,000 rupees. So how will I divide in this? Like I have to divide, if I take this example, just a minute, I'm framing the example. 10 like okay, so 200, so okay, I'll just frame it in this way. So variable cost per unit for a box is 100 rupees. Fixed cost is 200 rupees. Total cost is equal to fixed cost plus variable cost per unit, okay, into output O. So if I make my total cost, I will find total cost and per unit cost. So total cost, if I take 10 boxes, fixed cost is 200, 100 into 10, okay. So 200 plus 1,000. So 1,200 is my variable cost, correct or wrong? Yes, yes. If I take 20 boxes, total cost is equal to 200 plus 100 into 20, okay, 200 plus 2,000, and it comes to 2,200, okay. But now if I want to find out per unit cost, I want to find out per unit cost. How will I find out? Now you will be saying, sir, 12 here the boxes were how much? 10 boxes. 1200 by 10 is 12 and 2200 by 10 is 22. No, here we will have some division kind of thing. See, for 10 boxes, whatever the fixed cost is, fixed cost per unit is how much? 200 by 10, 20, correct or wrong?
Correct, sir.
So if I want to find per unit wise, so 20 plus 100 per box variable cost, so 120 per unit wise. But if I take in this case fixed cost per unit 200 by 20, 10. Now 10, my fixed cost per unit plus 100 variable cost, so 110. Is it costing me less or not? Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, because of fixed cost. Okay, that's what they are saying in this graph. So it increases then decreases, increases decreases. Okay, so in these are the four cases they have given. Which of the following graphs depicts the total cost of raw metals for a period? So which of they are asking, up to a given level of activity in each period, the purchase price of unit of raw metal is constant. After that, point a lower price per unit applies both to further units purchase and also retrospective to all units purchase. Which of the following graph depicts the total cost of raw metal for a period? So which graph you will say? See, first it is increasing, then it is decreasing. Anyone can just give an answer, no? Activity level 4.
So could you show the graph once?
I'm showing 2 minutes. This is activity 4, correct? So they are saying graph D. Let's see. So let us see. Yeah. So in graph D, up to a given level of activity in each period, the purchase price of unit of raw metal is constant. This is also going in that way. This is also going in that way. Okay. After that point, a lower price per unit applies both to further units purchased and also retrospective to all units purchased. I don't understand the difference, much of the difference between these three graphs. But they are saying the graph D is the answer. I really understand, of course, the purchase price when we take 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit, 4 units, it's increasing, as I said you. But then what happens because of the fixed cost? It will decrease. Then again, after that point, a lower price applies both to further its purchase and also okay. Okay, lower price. And this is like, see, this is like decreasing kind of, no? It is going down like this. But this is going upwards, correct? Okay. But this is also going like flatter. A and D are like closely related. They did not give any reason also. What ways? See, according to me, like this is decreased and this is again like decreasing. Fine. Really, actually, the diagram we are not able to decide this. Well, let us see the old book actually. Old book is way better than this. That's what here see. The pattern is very clearly shown, but this particular activity they have given, but the activity we are not able. Okay. Here they have given now. See, this is what okay, but the thing is there also like two graphs are very similar, na? See, if I show you this and this are like having a lot of similarity or not.
Yes, sir.
That's what, not able to decide very clearly about that. Okay. They are giving reason also. In our new book, the reason is not at all given. Imagine if up to a given level of activity, purchase price of raw material is constant. After that point, a quantity discount is given. Now see, did they give any kind of hint like this? No. Here they are giving. So when you get a discount, what will happen? purchase price will become less, na?
Yes, sir.
Because
Yes.
if you purchase less units, discount is not given. If you purchase in bulk, a heavy discount is given, correct? So imagine if up to a given level of activity, the purchase price of raw material is constant. After that point, a quantity discount is given. Okay. So here, okay. So the price, purchase price will be lower for further purchase, and also retrospectively to all units already purchased. Fine. Yeah, it will lower. That's understood fact. Imagine if up to a level of the purchase price of raw material is constant. After that point, a discount is given. That so the price is lower for further purchases, but not for the units already purchased. So the graph will be this. See, that means they are saying that for all the units, if the purchase price is less, this is the graph. Okay, it increase, decrease, and again it is at a lower level only, because it is going downwards. See, it is falling downwards. Correct or wrong?
Correct,
Hello.
sir.
But this is kind of going upwards. Okay. So these are the three levels of activities. That's what, like, three different scenarios and different graphs. Fine. Now, collecting cost information. See, cost
Sir,
objects. Yeah.
that part, sir, what's the difference between A and D? Could you tell it once again? I didn't understand.
See, I am not able to find any difference, but when I check the old book, the difference is very clear. This is like actually A and D here, the figures what they have given, really it's very tough to analyze. That's the reason why I just skipped this and I went to this topic. You understood, na? Old book. The graphs are very similar, na? They have not given any units, nothing. So the print is whatever the print they have made, we are not able to clearly analyze it, correct? Because this is also falling, na? Hello?
Yes, sir, it is.
Yeah, this is not falling that downwards, but this is okay, fine. This is somewhat like steeper. This is more flatter. So when I just had a doubt regarding this, so the reason we have searched, this is the graph, what is that they are showing. But see the graph, if you make a graph with some figures or free, like if you have some figures and if you make a graph, then you can really understand, na? But here nothing has been given. So just based upon some situation or scenario, they have given a graph. So we tried to analyze that and we try to get our answer. This is the one. Okay. Really speaking, this and this, not much of difference when we see. And when I saw the answer backside, they are saying only graph D, and they have not given any reasons also, like why it is happening. In fact, I just tried to frame the reason here, and what, because I also mentioned to you discount, and here they have clearly mentioned the discount thing. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So if we have a graph, like if we have some question, some problem where we can solve this out and get a figure and then we frame and make a graph, then only you can understand, because these are just imaginary graphs. Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Yeah. Collecting cost information. See, where are the cost information collected? At cost centers. Okay, so we will learn about cost objects, cost units, cost centers. So cost object is anything for which cost data is desired. See, what is the object for which you want the data of the cost, or for which you want to know the cost of? You want to know the cost of what? Products, product lines, jobs, customers. Okay, correct? That means on particular customer, how much you're spending. A hotelier wants to know now how much he's going to spend on a customer, correct? Or departments and divisions of a company. So that is the cost object. Cost object is something on which we want to know how much cost we are spending or how much money we are incurring on that, correct? Hello.
Sir.
Suppose I hired someone. Suppose for example, my company's name is Britannia, and I have hired a local manufacturer of biscuits in Hyderabad for manufacturing my biscuit. So I am asked, I want to know what is the cost per unit for one packet of that biscuit I'm going to incur. So I want that data. So my cost object is what? The job work which I am giving to that company, correct? how much I'm going to incur the cost for that job. It is my cost object. So cost object is anything for which cost data. That means, see, you are going to incur cost on making that biscuit. So how much cost you're going to incur for making that biscuit, you want that data. Hence, that is your cost object. Now, examples of cost object are cost of a product. That's what I said, biscuit, a service or a department. To run a department, what is the cost you are incurring? Cost unit is nothing but is a unit of product or service in relation to which cost may be ascertained. Suppose here my cost unit was what? One biscuit packet, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And the cost unit should be appropriate to type of business. For example, car manufacturer, car, and builder, job or contract, management consultant, project. Cost center is nothing but location where all the information related to cost is stored and dealt with. That departments deal, that particular center deals with that cost information, like how to reduce the cost, like what is the cost going to be for the product and what they can do to reduce that cost. Okay, that's what they always are concerned with. So like there are some production cost centers and service cost center. Production cost center is concerned with the cost of a product which is manufactured, and service cost center are concerned with the cost of service what the company is going to give to people. Okay, so what is that they're going to incur the cost for? For example, if you are running a bus service, how much you will be charging for one passenger for one seat, or what is the ticket for what is the ticket you are going to what is the ticket charges you're going to collect from the customers who want to travel from Hyderabad to Bengaluru. For that you will be calculating or ascertaining the cost, na? That's what. Now, so cost centers suggest this activity, again your activity. Okay, you understood now what is cost object, cost unit, and cost center? Cost object is nothing but, it is nothing but the cost data what do you want on certain things. What is that on which you want the data is your object. Suppose I want the data related to how much I'm going to incur the cost for taking one passenger from Hyderabad to Bengaluru. Then my cost object is nothing but the ticket, okay, which I'm going to or the ticket charges which I'm going to collect from my customer. That's the cost object. Cost unit is nothing but the that one ticket is my cost unit. Now, object is nothing but for which I want the data. Unit is nothing but for which I need to ascertain the cost. So I write it right here. Cost object for which we want the cost data, cost unit, ascertaining the cost for 1 unit of product or service. So my cost object is nothing but how much cost I'm going to incur for taking a passenger. I'm going to incur for taking a passenger from Hyderabad to Bangalore. So I want the data related to that. Okay. And then cost unit is one ticket price, one ticket's cost, how much is going to be to me. Then I'm going to add my margin and going to sell it to the customers. And then comes the cost center where all this information is collected. Cost estimation. See, cost estimation, yesterday I gave you an example, no? How you estimate the cost of something. So like yesterday, did we discuss about the estimation of cost? Hello. I'm asking something. Did we discuss?
Sir. No, sir.
I told you now we are going to take raw material of something, then direct expenses. Okay, then manufacturing expenses. Suppose I want to know what is the cost of one biscuit packet. So raw material cost is 10,000. I gave this example. Direct expenses like so raw material is direct material. Here I am taking direct wages.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is, yeah, I gave an example yesterday. The manufacturing expenses 20,000 and manufacturing overheads like I'm speaking about per unit cost. I'm considering the entire cost. Okay, entire cost in the sense I'm not taking only the production cost. I'm taking the entire cost. Manufacturing overheads this much, administrative overheads 20,000, and selling and distribution overheads 10,000. So I'm going to calculate 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. 80,000 is my total cost. I'm making 10,000 packets. So per packet is costing me 8 rupees, correct? $8. This is the way to ascertain cost of a product, cost estimation. Then comes the high-low method. See, what is this high-low method all about? See, whenever we see the total cost of something, some product, we know it's a combination of fixed cost and variable cost, correct? So a high-low method can be used to estimate fixed and variable elements of a given cost. That means if I give you total cost, you can easily segregate or separate the fixed and variable cost from that total cost with the help of high-low method. How? See, high-low method is nothing but you can first what you have to do here is okay, we'll see. First of all, they have given you a cost equation. Okay, let's see the question. Output 500 units, $70,000. 200 units, $30,000. These are the outputs, and in this we see that this is the lowest output, this is the highest output, correct? This is the price of the lowest output, this is the price of the highest output. All right, now they have given something, calculate the fixed and variable elements of total cost using the high-low method and select the correct formula for costs, where y is equal to total cost and x output in units. So they are giving you a particular equation as well. Okay, so correct answer is y is equal to 10,000 plus 100x. Why like this? Why? Just a second. Hello, yes, yeah. So calculate the fixed and variable, they have said me, but here the point is they have given the total cost, and on what basis they are like framing that this is the solution. You will see. Okay, so I mean to say they have calculated what? Just giving directly, this is the answer. How? Okay, so they calculated. See, this is the question. Hello, hello, are you hearing? Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so data is given and the question what they're asking is what is the right equation. So we need to find out. For finding out this equation, we want fixed cost and variable cost, correct? Fixed cost will be in total terms, like here 10,000. Variable cost will be in per unit terms. Okay, that is $100. So we will calculate right now. How to calculate? So as I said, with the help of high-low method, first you should see the highest activity, lowest activity. Highest activity cost, lowest activity total cost. So they have done the same thing. Highest level of activity, lowest level of activity, highest cost, lowest cost. Okay. So first what we'll do is we will see the difference. Here 800, 80,000. We'll divide 80,000 by 800. So what we'll get is we'll get per unit of total cost, correct? Yes. Oh no, not total cost,
Yes,
variable
sir.
cost. Why? Because yeah, variable cost. Why? Because here find the change in cost resulting from change in output. That's what. See, your output is varying na. Your output is varying by how much? How much?
800
Hello.
only.
800, and they have given the formula also in the old book very clearly. I'll show you. This is the formula for finding out the variable cost. The new book is very like such a stupid thing. Variable cost formula is total cost at high activity level minus total cost at low activity level. This shows the variation, and total units cost variation. Here the units variation, total units at high activity level minus total units at low activity level. This is the formula. So based on that formula, you'll get variable cost. So this is the variable cost formula. And here down they have given 1,200. When you calculate, you get what actually 100. Okay, done. This is the variable cost. Once you get the variable cost, we can find the fixed cost. How? Total cost is fixed cost plus variable cost into output. Now, there's a way to do that even. So what you have to do, the fixed cost can be determined as follows. Total cost at high activity level. So total cost at high activity level minus total units at high activity level into variable cost per unit. So total cost at high activity level is what? 1,10,000, correct? Yes or no? Is that the cost at high activity level? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Minus total units at high activity level. What is the total units at high activity level?
1,000.
Into variable cost, what did you get? 100. So what is that? 1,10,000 minus 1 lakh. How much? 10,000. So this is your fixed cost. Okay. Please make a note of this. So what did you do is first with the help of high-low method, you selected the period with highest activity level and the lowest activity level. Okay. Then you took the costs. Okay. First period, then the cost and then the outputs also. That means you took the highest cost, you took the lowest cost. Highest cost is with the high activity level. Lowest cost is with the low activity level. Then you took the units. Total units at high activity level, total units at low activity level. You put in this formula, you got the variable cost. Variable cost is very crucial. After getting variable cost, you can find out the fixed cost. How? You should take the total cost at high activity level minus the total units at high activity level into variable cost per unit. You'll get the fixed cost. Okay, this you should do with the highest only. So fixed cost is 10,000. Now total cost is what? Fixed cost plus variable cost into output units. Okay, x. So y is equal to 10,000 plus 100x is our answer, and that we have proved it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So please have a look through that once. Any doubts you can ask me. We'll move forward. This is the question.
Sir, could you show the... Yes, sir. Yes, sir, done.
Okay. So next part we will continue tomorrow. Okay. From here, how much is there? I think almost like tomorrow this will be done. Fine. Only questions are there. Cost codes, coding system. Yeah. Tomorrow I will finish this and we'll move to this topic. Next topic. And I want the
Okay,
activities
sir.
to be done today. Okay. We will directly go to
Yes.
forecasting tomorrow. We will finish this in 20 minutes and I'll move to forecasting chapter. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.